So would you like to build a team?
Well, it's funny you say that because it's something that I do kind of think about now and again. Um, I mean, the one-to-one stuff obviously isn't scalable because it is just me. So in my head, again, when I first started the business in my like grand non-plans, and I had the idea for the HR Hub, which is my more kind of subscription-based service. I had this idea of like, oh, well, I'll do the one-to-one for like a year or two. And then once I launch the hub, I'll just be doing that all the time and that will be scalable. And then I can start like growing my team and, I can, and now I'm like, still doing one-to-one. I love the hub, don't get me wrong. And I've got some very loyal clients in there, but like it's not big enough to sustain me full time without still doing the sort of one-to-one things. So it's been a shift for me in terms of like understanding what I want from the business, what I want personally in terms of I like being there for school pickup. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I get a call from my accountant at 2:30 and they're like, "Have you got a minute to chat?" And I'm like, "No, I am leaving now. Like, I know you're just back from lunch, but this is the end of my day." So, there are times that you do kind of get a bit truncated by these 5-hour days. But like we're saying, whilst my children are small enough to actually want me to pick them up and talk to them and be available for them, I am in a privilege that I can do that and I want to do it. So I really am happy with where my business is at the moment. I did also have a realization that I do like the balance I have at the moment. I like the balance of the one-to-one and the hub because as I realized, when you're doing the one-to-one stuff, you get to go and sit in an office and you get to drink a hot cup of coffee and you get to talk to people that don't live in your house. And, it's quite a nice experience. And commuting, again, when you're not having to do it every single day, but you actually get to like sit on the train and listen to a podcast or, watch last night's episode of Strictly or whatever. It's not the worst place to be, to have that decompression time. So I I actually realized that I like the balance I've got at the moment, and for the time being anyway, touch wood that I can sustain it. But I really like the balance of like the one-to-one stuff, getting more in depth with some clients, and then other clients that I am just like I just do an hour a month with them. I'm their sort of handhold, touch point, set them on their path, but like largely I'm not there on the day to day for them.
Yeah, it sounds like a really nice blend.
And this is it. And like going back to saying how bored I was, I am never bored
Yeah.
anymore. Like, and
Yeah.
even if I don't have loads of client work on, and again, like I suppose when I was first starting, saying about doing all the stuff on social media, etc., like I knew nothing about any of that. Like that was how I filled my time, to be honest. I was learning how to market myself, like
Mm.
learning what that was all about, learning how to use Instagram, learning how to use Canva and all these tools and things. So there was so much for me to learn and do that was, for my business rather than working
In
in my
it. Yeah.
business. Yeah. And that has now flipped that the other way. I'm like, oh God, I haven't got any time to actually do any content. Um, but it's not a bad place to be. And like I said, I'm very happy with the balance I have at the moment. And obviously I would love to be busier, but mainly because I just wanna take my children on holiday, not because I actually, like,
Yeah, yeah.
wanna
And
be
the thing
killing
is,
myself.
well, exactly. And it's always kind of a bit of tension where money's concerned and time's concerned when you've got small children and even you've got kind of teenagers. So, there's going to come a point where, they don't want to go on holiday with you. They're going on holiday with their friends. And you've obviously got that in your mind's eye. So you want to take them on holiday now, but you don't want to kill yourself so that you're exhausted day to day in order to do that.
No,
And
exactly.
it is just about sort of constantly, when you're a mum, kind of just acknowledging the season you're in because it changes so quickly.
Totally right. Totally right. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, like the season I was in when they were little, like neither of them, they were dreadful sleepers. I was so tired all the time. And you just sort of have this like, will this ever not be my life? But
Yeah.
it,
I remember. Yeah.